you saw last year, Godwin got hurt, AB was able to step in, and they didn't miss anything. And listen, I know they got weapons, but one thing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were last year was just like every other team that wins the Super Bowl, they were very fortunate. Their offensive line was exceptionally thin. They didn't take any hits up there. They didn't have COVID. You look at the Super Bowl, both starting tackles out for Kansas City. That happens to somebody like Tampa Bay. Obviously, it's a different ball game completely. I just don't think you can play the injury game multiple years in a row and stay away from it. Tom Brady isn't getting any younger. When they got in the playoffs, it was really, really clear that they were going to run the football, be physical, and because they had such a good offensive line, I don't see this offense getting better. I think it'll be exactly where it was a year ago. I don't agree with Gronk.
Interesting. Dan Orlovsky, how about you?
Yeah, I would totally disagree with that. I mean, last year they were in the figuring out process. The first 10 weeks of the season, they're trying to figure out, are we good at this? Are we not good at this? And all of a sudden, the bye week happens, and they're like, you know what? We're a play-action team. We're an empty team. We're a give Tom Brady control at the line of scrimmage team. This offensive line was very healthy, but they are also very good, and they're young. The only thing that they really need to add is a pass-catching tailback. Fournette had some moments last year. Ronald Jones had some moments last year, but if they go get a pass-catching tailback, everyone knows how talented they are on the outside, but it all starts up front. That offensive line is very good. And now this year, they're in the we know what we are phase. We can continue to build upon the things that we're very good at. I guess we could say, yes, if their offensive line gets healthy, they're not going to be better, but we could say that about every single team in every single sport in the history of the world. So I'm making the somewhat hopeful assumption that for the most part, their football team and offensive line-wise stays healthy.
Yeah, Graziano, they can. It's interesting. The two of them are disagreeing, but they can both be right. They should be better because they've had a year together. But yes, I mean, Pollack is right. They had remarkably little injury last year, and you can't count on that.
And the key second part of what David said is, right, that doesn't repeat, right? Like that doesn't, teams that have good injury luck don't necessarily have good injury luck the second year. We're not wishing ill on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, certainly with regard to players' health. But the fact of the matter is, people get hurt in this game at an incredibly high rate. So to avoid it 2 years in a row is very challenging. Look, pass-catching running back, yes, they need that. James White is a free agent. Wouldn't that fit perfectly? Doesn't Tom Brady know him well? Don't be surprised if they look at something like that. But, yes, it's a team that got hot after its bye week and hot in key ways, right? The offensive line and the pass protection played at an incredibly high level for those last 7-8 games. Can they sustain that over a full season? We're going to find out because they're bringing the whole crew back.
I'd like to mention James White. Teddy Bruschi mentioned that here 2 weeks ago when he was on with us, and when Teddy speaks about things involving Tom Brady, I think it is worth listening. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.